Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. As you can tell, it's just me today. I kind of felt randomly inspired to sit down and film this video. I have all of my beverages here. So I have a cup of chamomile tea. Chamomile is actually not my favorite kind of tea. It has like that really like florally taste, which isn't always my jam, but it's kind of rainy outside. It's kind of like one of those days when you want to be like all snuggled up indoors, and chamomile feels like a little bit of a hug for your insides. So I have some chamomile tea here. I also have a glass of water. Whenever I do like a chatty portion to a video, it's like I'm bound to like lose my voice at some stage. So we've got all of the beverages this morning, but today I wanted to sit down and have a super like casual chatty video. So I don't have any particular like super in-depth plan or script for how this video is going to go. I did write a few little things on my phone, but nothing too advanced. I like randomly felt inspired to film this morning, so I'm just sitting down, turn the camera on, and let's go. So the topic that I wanted to have a chat about today is finding confidence in the gym. So I think this is something that everybody struggles with at some stage. I know that I have experienced it when I started working out in the gym, and I think especially if you've never done gym workouts, like formal workouts in an actual gym with a gym membership, then you'll probably experience maybe a little bit of gym anxiety at the beginning. So I thought I'd have a chat about kind of what my experience has been, and then maybe a few tips that I can offer to help you develop a little bit more confidence in the gym. So maybe a little background. So myself personally, I only really got into working out in like a formal gym about a year and a half ago, I'm gonna say. So around the time when I moved out of home and started living in this apartment with my now fiance, that was when I got my first gym membership. So before that, I would work out at home. So we had a little gym set up at home. And then before that, it was mostly running. So I was a runner for a fairly long period of time. I would do a lot of like 5K runs all around the neighborhood, do like fun runs and stuff like that. Running was just like my jam, and I did really enjoy running, to be honest. Running is something that I find really fun. However, I stopped doing running because of a few different like health little niggles. So like some hormonal issues, thyroid issues. So running is something that doesn't really feature very heavily / at all in my fitness routine anymore. That doesn't mean I'm against like all forms of cardio. It's just, yeah. I'm not a runner, and for most people, I don't think running is the best form of exercise. Endurance running can be a bit of an issue for some people. But anyways, so used to be a runner, then did like some home workouts, then progressed to like formal gym workouts. So when I got started in the gym, I definitely felt like a little bit of gym anxiety, I suppose you'd call it. So you walk into the room and there's just like all of this equipment, you're not quite sure what to do. The first day that you're there, you do get like a training session from like PT, which was handy, but also, to be honest, the PT that I got was a little bit rude. She kept making comments, but like in a snarky way. So that probably wasn't like great for my confidence either. I was having like a bit of a shitty PT. And then after that, I was familiar with some of the different machines, but not all of them. And I think it's just different going from working out at home to going into an environment where there's lots of other people. And when you want to like figure out a new move, it's like you don't just have like the space to be like on your own and figure it out. It's like you're figuring it out in front of other people. And I think it's also really common to have thoughts like, is that person judging me? Am I doing it wrong? People think I'm an idiot. I think those are all really common thoughts that a lot of people have when they get started in the gym. And I think that kind of comes with starting anything new. Also, specifically for women, I think it can be quite intimidating walking into like the weights area, especially if you're using like a barbell. It can feel like you're like intruding into the male territory in the gym, if that makes sense. And sometimes like doing weighted squats and things like that might feel a little bit awkward because there'll be like these big burly buff dudes like all hanging out in that part of the gym, and in a way maybe you feel like you don't belong there, but that's all BS. So I think definitely during those first couple of months joining the gym, I probably felt a little bit more gym anxious. But these days, I'd say that I have a lot more confidence in the gym. I kind of just come in, I do the things that I know I want to do, and I don't really worry too much. Although, what did inspire me to make this video was actually this morning when I was at the gym. I felt like I wanted to do a new leg exercise, like those barbell hip thrust type moves, but I wasn't really sure how to do it. And I kind of came up against that feeling again, which I don't like have too often. So I felt kind of like, oh, I could wrap up my workout right now and walk home because it was the end of the workout. Or I could try out this new move that I've been wanting to do and I like want to practice it, but I feel a little bit awkward and not quite sure how to do it, which is totally normal. Whenever you're trying anything new, of course you're going to feel a little bit awkward and a little bit like lacking the confidence, I suppose, because you haven't done it before. So I kind of like had this minute like in my head where I was like, I could leave right now and call it a day, but I decided no. And it's literally like the conversation that you have in your head. It's like, no, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna do it and I'm gonna feel so much better after I try it out, and it's probably not even that hard. So a really big part of it, I think, is just like challenging yourself to try new things and pushing yourself to follow through with it. So I literally sat down, pulled out my phone, watched a tutorial, and then like gave it a practice a few times until I got it. And it was totally fine, but inside your head you can kind of start playing tricks on yourself, being like, oh, well, that person is judging me because I'm doing it wrong. To be honest, even if people are thinking that, their intentions are usually good. It's usually they just don't want you to hurt yourself. They want to help you and make sure that you're doing it correctly and have the right form. So anyway, I pushed myself to do it. It was not as hard as I made it out to be in my head. And yeah, so that was kind of like what inspired this video. So I thought I'd share a few more of my personal tips for developing more confidence in the gym. So number one, as I said before, you really do just have to like bite the bullet and do the thing despite what's going on up here. At the end of the day, you really just have to make yourself do it. I could have just as easily walked out of the gym and felt a little bit of like, oh, I wish I'd done it, you know? Just bite the bullet, do the thing, promise it's not that hard, and promise people aren't judging you as hard as you think they are. Also, remember, as I said before, that whenever you try anything new, it's going to feel a little bit awkward. You're probably not going to have that confidence there yet, because that obviously comes with practice, with doing it multiple times. So you're just figuring it out. Cut yourself some slack and just allow yourself the room to fail. Like, even if you look like an idiot, like what's the worst that could happen? My second tip is to change the way that you are thinking about things. So to be honest, most of the time people are not thinking about you. People are a lot more self-absorbed than you think most of the time. So even in the gym, the people that are around you are often just doing their own workouts. They're focusing on what they're doing. I know personally that when I'm at the gym, I'm not really watching what other people are doing. Like, yeah, you see people around you, you kind of like recognize a few people, but I'm not really paying attention to what anybody else is doing. Everybody is more concerned about themselves and what they're doing, and most of the people that are at the gym are just there to like come in, get their ish done, and go home, right? No one's there like, well, I'm just gonna sit here for 20 minutes and judge Amy while she does her workout. So I think that's another thing to keep in mind. Like, we can sometimes overthink these things and really people are not even paying attention to us. Third tip, which kind of like carries on from that one, and I kind of brushed on it before, even if people do pay attention to you, a lot of the time they only have good intentions. So for example, on one occasion a PT did stop me and was like, hey, you're doing this move like this, but maybe you could change it in this and this and this way and it would be so much better and better for your form. Which at first, like, I felt a little bit awkward, obviously, because you're like inside your bubble and you're not really paying attention to anything, and then somebody's like come up to you and they've obviously been watching you prior to like that moment. So that can happen, but at the end of the day, honestly, even if it is unsolicited advice, their intention really is just to help you. They want you to have good form. No one wants to see you get injured. So don't take it personally. It's not like people are sitting there thinking nasty things about you. People honestly just want the best for you. So yeah, that's kind of like my third little tip. Okay, tip number 4 is to go to the gym with somebody. So I go to the gym with Nick, my fiance, like 3 nights per week usually, and then sometimes on the weekend with him as well. So number 1, like aside from like the topic of this video, it's really nice to just have another person to keep you accountable. Whenever you have a gym partner, whether it's like a good friend that you go to the gym with often, or a husband or a boyfriend or whatever it is, it does just really keep you more accountable. You're more likely to do it, and it also can be really great for developing confidence. So especially if you have just started out in the gym and you don't really know exactly what you're doing, going with a friend can really ease that anxiety. Even better if that friend has some kind of idea about what you're doing. So someone that maybe knows a little bit more than you, so they can teach you how to do things correctly. But if they don't, that's fine too. You guys can like learn together, which is a lot of fun, and you can do more like a tag team workout. So yeah, if you're getting started in the gym, don't be afraid to enlist the help of a friend. And then my final tip is do a session with a PT. So I haven't done another session since like my first introductory workout, which was a long time ago now, and that obviously actually wasn't a great experience for me, but I don't think that's typical. I think most of the time, most of the PTs that work at my gym are really super lovely, are really lovely. I've thought about doing a PT session again, but we'll see. It's not really something that I'm looking at doing right away, but personally I wouldn't mind doing another PT sesh just to kind of dial in my form and have somebody like make sure that everything is correct. Because when you're working out on your own and kind of learning things on your own, or doing it off of YouTube, sometimes you just kind of need someone in real life to be like, no, this is wrong, you're doing this a little bit wrong. So yeah, if you are getting started in the gym, working with a PT, if that's like within budget for you as well, can be really handy, and it can really just help to have somebody there next to you, kind of showing you the ropes and showing you how to do things correctly. And that will definitely give you a lot more confidence. There was another thing that just kind of crossed my mind, but okay, the last one. This is my last tip. So tip number 6, I think that is. So tip number 6, if you are going into the weight section of your gym. So there have been several times in kind of the beginning of my fitness gym journey when I felt really awkward about going into the weight section. Usually because, as I said before, there's lots of like buff dudes and they're all like doing super heavy barbell squats and deadlifts and things like that, and you can feel like, oh well, I'm just like a puny little girl, I don't belong here. And sometimes on days where the gym is like a little bit more busier and I'm using the barbell rack, you can have that feeling like, oh, I'm like taking up this space. There's these big dudes here that want to use it and I'm just like a little peewee, like I don't belong here. But I just have to say that that thought is absolute BS. So we are all paying the same amount to attend this gym. No one person is like more deserving of using the equipment than you. So if you're a girl, you feel intimidated of the weight section of the gym, just remember that those thoughts are absolute BS. Everyone deserves to be there. It doesn't matter whether you're super strong or not super strong, or you've just started your fitness journey. You know, wherever you're at, everyone should feel comfortable and happy using that equipment, and it's not just set aside for like the really strong dudes at the gym. Okay, so my SIM card just beeped because it's full, so the camera just like died. So that tells me that I've been talking for way too long. So I'm going to try and wrap up the video here. There was like one last thing that I wanted to chat about really briefly in relation to, it's another tip sort of. Kind of another tip. So I think another thing would be wearing clothes that you feel comfortable in. And this is something that I've been kind of like developing recently. So lately I've been wearing like leggings and sports bras to the gym, which is kind of like a new experience for me, because I think there's a lot of like, I think a lot of people can have like kind of confidence issues around wearing just like a crop top to the gym. So I might not elaborate on that topic today, but if that's something that you would be interested in hearing about, I guess it's kind of like more of a body confidence video. I'm not sure. Anyways, if you want to hear about that topic, let me know in the comments below and I'd be happy to make that video. Also, I was just editing this video and I have a fun extra tip. My other tip would be go in with a plan. So write out what you're gonna actually be doing at the gym so that when you get there, you don't feel like you're in a scramble and you don't know what to do. And like kind of have a few like contingency plans. So a lot of the time the equipment that you want will be taken, or you won't be able to do it in the order that you want to do it in. So making sure that you have different exercises that you can move around and sub in at different points really helps, and you spend less of that time where you're kind of like awkwardly floating around being like, what am I going to do next? I feel kind of like I'm going to be doing something. So yeah, make a plan for the gym before you go, or have something kind of in your mind that you want to be doing, and that definitely can improve your confidence, make you feel a little bit more comfortable. But yeah, that was my kind of random tip from me while I edit the video. But otherwise, I am going to wrap up this video here today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it wasn't too random. It's been a really long time since we've filmed any kind of sit down video, so this is kind of like a little different to what we've been doing over the past few months, but I felt randomly inspired to make this video, so I thought, like, why not? I'm just gonna sit down and film it. So if you enjoyed it, please don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. If there is anything in particular that you guys would like to see from this channel, let me know in the comments down below. And if you've been wondering about the whereabouts of Beck, she's actually in the process of moving at the end of this week, so she's been really busy. We actually just came back from our Easter break holiday, so that was a really nice relaxing time for all of us. But yeah, I'm sure she will be filming a lot of home decor, interior design, minimalism inspired videos soon, so you can keep a lookout for that. But I will wrap this up here. So like the video if you enjoyed this one, subscribe if you haven't already subscribed, follow us over on Instagram if you want to keep up with what we're doing on a day-to-day basis. We update our stories fairly regularly. I'm trying to get better at my storying game. Also, before we go, hello, I have very bright pink nail polish on today. I don't know, I think I must have been feeling a little bit sassy. So I will see you guys in our next video. Hope you're all having a great week. Bye!